Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal, and since Netflix The Witcher became popular worldwide and actually boosted the sales of the games and the books, I've been getting more and more requests to talk about Cyberpunk adaptation for a film or a TV series. Also, happy Cyberpunk Day everyone. Today is the 10th of January, a very important date for Cyberpunk 2077 because this is when we had the beep and this is when the first teaser trailer came out. Now, going back to adapting Cyberpunk into a film or anything else, there are a couple of things you have to think about first. As a producer, there are a couple of things you are thought to do if you are planning a project, and that is to explore the market. First off, Cyberpunk as a subgenre is becoming relevant again. It was relevant in the 80s, in the 90s, and somewhat at the beginning of a new century. Then it kinda died down a bit, but you probably noticed that more and more people are talking about it, and you've seen a trend of more cyberpunk shows which are coming out, like Altered Carbon or the film Alita Battle Angel, then all the games coming out, and well, you have Cyberpunk 2077. The reason why it's becoming relevant again is because of the theme of the genre. Our world is becoming dependent on technology, it's influencing our lives even more, and we live shoulder to shoulder with tech. You use it for everything. I used my PC to write and publish this video. There was no way of doing this so easily before. So yes, technology is becoming more and more accessible to a lot more people. So on that side, talking about Cyberpunk is relevant, which is a huge plus for anyone planning a project like this. 2020 is the year of Cyberpunk in general. People are intrigued by this vision of our future, and it's becoming a reality more and more. Now obviously you can't look only at 2020. If this project was to be developed, first off, the game has to come out. Then relevant people have to see if it becomes popular. They have to see how popular it is, not just as a game, but everywhere else, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, how many people talk about it, if people are interested in that. And judging from all the hype, even before, for example, this game came out, is a huge plus. And picking this up is not easy. First off, you do need a decent budget to pull off a believable cyberpunk show or a film. Going all the way from set design to CGI, you would need a lot of money. Also, every single prop in the film has to be designed again, the weapons, the cars, everything, all of that needs, a lot of ching-ching. The good thing is that Mike Pondsmith is open to offers to adapt Cyberpunk into a film or a series. He stated that long time ago, but he also does have some things you have to check first. And he said, I do understand that people might adapt this into something else, but right now, as he is working on the game, I guess he's too busy because he's also working on Cyberpunk Red. So if that does happen, it's not going to happen anytime soon. And the reason why Cyberpunk 2077 is looking so good is because developers are fans of that universe that Mike created. Knowing this from top to bottom is a necessity to pull off a project like this, to be actually good. And if you ask me, I would rather have a series, honestly, or a trilogy if possible, but creating series now is more affordable in a sense because a lot of people are consuming shows via streaming services, and because the war with streaming services is only just beginning, I'm guessing that those production companies are willing to give more money for something which is popular, for something which is going to give them more users to their streaming service and not anyone else. And then you have a choice of what do you adapt? Do you adapt Cyberpunk 2020 or Cyberpunk Red or even Cyberpunk 2077? And I think CD Projekt and Artel Sorian did a very nice job of overhauling Cyberpunk world, introducing more modern designs and technology that does belong in that world, but it's kinda fresh, if you know what I mean. So for all of you asking, there wasn't an official tease or interest in adapting this into a series or a film, not on the records as of yet. It is too early. Look at The Witcher, for example. It took CD Projekt Red more than 10 years to build the foundation of the brand, so that one day someone can go and adapt it from the books. Yes, but the books did create that universe. And same with Cyberpunk. And also Mike Pondsmith would be an amazing consultant to that production, honestly. One thing you can do also is to make animated series. It doesn't generally have to be live action. Animation can also be extremely popular, but it is also expensive to make. It's not a plan B kind of a thing. Animated films or series, especially if done well, can be more challenging than live action sometimes, remember that. So from my standpoint, it is relevant to adapt it now. Honestly, if done well, it would find its audience and it would succeed, because even in the next 6 years, Cyberpunk is going to rise in popularity. We are moving into that future, so of course more and more people would want to know more about this and would be interested in something like this. You saw how Netflix pushed the Witcher brand worldwide even more, targeting people that CDPR didn't target before, and ultimately you get even more popularity. The games get more popularity, so having a brand which stretches over the tabletop, the video game, to various new board games that are being made. Having also something like a film or a series would be a nice addition, and studios right now are looking for brands that can expand. They are looking for something that people are going to consume, then talk about it, then they have other things to also do in that universe, to play games, to go into tabletop. It would be something which would increase the popularity of this universe even more, trust me. Because one thing that I noticed, you don't have to know what Cyberpunk is, but if you look at the trailer and you look at Keanu Reeves at the end, you're like, oh my god, I wanna try this. Also, what about the casting? Now that the game has Keanu as Johnny Silverhand, I can already see the internet going wild if he wouldn't be Johnny in the series or a film, but hey, you never know. Also, there is one thing why someone would pick up Cyberpunk as a brand, is because now streaming services are trying to get those high quality brands onto their production. Obviously Disney Plus has everything Star Wars and it's Disney, so some of the most popular things they own. So for other streaming services, if they want to stay relevant, they have to look for brands that are already built, that already have a good foundation, so they can actually create something of their own and attract more people to them. That is why Netflix is pushing a lot of money into The Witcher, because there is a gap in the market currently because Game of Thrones has ended. And no, it's not the same show, I know, but the people who watched Game of Thrones are a potential audience for The Witcher, so it makes sense for Netflix to go into this. They want more people on their platform. But hey, this is everything I have for today. Hopefully now I actually was able to explain why we're not having a film or a Cyberpunk series as of yet, but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen in the future. Now, today, Cyberpunk, the game, should release something because it's 10th of January, it's their day. If they do, I will make a video, so stay tuned for that by subscribing, and if you enjoyed, smash that like button. Also, tell me down below, what do you think about Cyberpunk as a series or a film? Would you watch it? And also join our growing community on Twitter and Discord. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.